Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back over on the test account and we have the new patch which is up, bringing us a couple new skins, also bringing us a new beast. So let's go ahead and take a look at these new skins. Now we know Grez got a new skin, unfortunately not being used in meta formations, not really a lot of places in AFK Arena, but the new skin that we are going to get for free is pretty darn epic. He is dual wielding flaming blades. His hair is on fire, literally fire. It's not the blue flame before. Let's see what he looks like in combat. So he walks out just like a boss, has the big flame effects there. And I want to see what the minions look like. So look at the shield, guys. We have the Spirit Fire Shield right now. This is a very, very cool shield or very cool skin. And they are fire. They are just like him, guys. They are little fire minions. I wanted to see what those look like. And that is very cool. That is very, very cool skin. Now, the second one that we did receive is going to be Ivan. Now, the thing with Ivan's skin, it is going to be purchase only. So unfortunately, with Ivan's skin, you are going to have to purchase it if you do want to use it, which I believe usually they're discounted. So let me see where he's at. And just looking at that skin, I'm wondering what this is going to be. Guys, that is, wow. That is pretty epic looking as well. That is very, very impressive compared to what we normally had. Even there with his little minions. And there we go. He breaks it down. And look at this. The shield with the fire. Both skins, very cool. Now, again, is it going to be worth getting the skin for Ivan? For where you do use him, honestly, for me personally, cosmetics don't make a big difference. I'm not really too worried about them at all. But I know some players that absolutely love them. But even looking what he came from to looking at that new skin, that is a pretty big change. That is very, I love the skin. Yeah, that is a really, really cool looking skin. Even how they did the front, how they did like the helm on there, very cool looking. Let's check out what we have with this new beast. Now, that looks pretty unique, looks pretty interesting. This is the Thistlekin. So it's almost like a living tree. It looks like there's some butterflies around it. Let's run through these skills and abilities and see what we're going to be getting out of this hero. So at the start of battle, level 0, sleeps on the enemy side of the battlefield, continuously emitting the blooming decay in the nearby area, dealing beast damage. So right off the bat, on the enemy side, we're going to be doing beast damage. Max health units within every second, not to exceed 50% of the summoned initial attack rating of all allied heroes. This recharges 250 points every time an enemy hero uses their ultimate. So he's going to take some of the resource or some of the energy when they use their ultimate. Then he becomes active. So he uses a skill belonging to its mother, the Blood Divine Wraith, to inflict floral curse on enemies that has dealt the most damage for 5 seconds. Once the enemy is cursed, quickly moves to the area with the highest concentration of enemies, deals beast damage again. Okay, so it is a damage dealer. We didn't know exactly what this is going to look like. So it's going to sleep on the enemy side. Now, of course, with it sleeping on the enemy side, we're going to have to make sure that we have and we keep those enemies on the enemy side where this beast is. So again, there's going to be specific teams that are going to be kind of built around there. For every 3 times an enemy unit takes damage from blooming decay, they will permanently take 25% more beast damage. All right, so we're going to amp the beast damage that we have right here. When it inflicts floral curse on an enemy, for every 25 points of insight surviving allies have, the duration of the floral curse on that enemy will be increased by 1 second for a max of 8 seconds. So again, this delay or this damage is going to last a lot longer. If an enemy hero used their ultimate while within range of the blossoming decay, the damage of all sequential casts of their ultimate will be permanently reduced by 15 so it's going to nerf damage. So essentially, it's going to go by the 15% to a maximum of 45%. So very interesting to see how this works. So we're getting a little bit of damage. We're going to have to see exactly where it comes. We have more beast damage, and then we do have the duration of the damage going up, as well as the damage reduction of the ultimate abilities itself. While using Pollen Lullaby active, again, more beast damage in here. Actively, the beast damage dealt is increased to 470. The range of the blossoming decay is increased. We're going to have to see where that range actually comes in. And then enemy units within range have their movement speed and tenacity reduced. So we're going to slow them down. We're going to try to keep them in range with this beast. Overall, looks pretty cool. I mean, visually, that is pretty cool. Again, we're going to have to see where this damage dealing comes in, because right now, combat 431, where are we at with our seal? And I know the seal is pretty unique. Right here, we're at 427. So again, power creep, we do get a little bit more damage. Is it going to replace anyone? I don't know, because when we start looking at the Joyous Roamer, the Trickery Chest, even looking at, Treat Spectator, Panda Dumpty, it seems like a lot of the newer beasts are doing incredibly well within AFK Arena. And we are seeing them kind of built out. Even looking at Aurelius is being used in quite a few places. Now, in addition, it did open up a Thrilling Voyage, which we should have a new Thrilling Voyage in here. That is the Fog of the Forest. Now, one thing to note with this is because it is a new voyage, you want to go through here because the first 28 days of the voyage, you're going to have additional loot that you can get out of here, which is imperative. You can see not only are we getting a lot of diamonds, but we're also getting a very significant amount of baits to go ahead and get that new beast out of there, making sure you can build them up. Then, of course, we have the bundle. They give you some of the resources for free, and there we see the little animated or the little avatar that we have for this hero. And of course, going through here and finishing all these out, unlock them. The first one is free. The rest of them you do have to purchase. But there is also an exchange that'll come. And there's also additional resources, guys. You're getting time emblems. You're getting Stargazer scrolls. You got Poke coins. You got elemental cores, red chests. Everything you need to build your heroes is right within this itself. These are not incredibly difficult to get through. Even if you don't have the new beast that comes out, usually you can make it through all of these stages, which we'll have to look at and see exactly what we're going to build out. So again, making sure that you're going through and making progression in all of these on a regular basis is really going to make a big, big difference. Now, of course, patch note day, it's a little bit of what do we have going on, what is coming in, because we also know that the dimensional heroes over on the test server do have a little bit of time. So we have, I think, another couple days in here for the exchange. Yeah, 11 days for the exchange in here till we can actually have access to the dimensional heroes, making sure you're picking up all of your chests in here to get the loot. I cannot stress that enough. Free-to-play players can get both of these absolutely free, and I really do recommend getting both of those absolutely free. You do not want to miss on them at all. Now, I did the video a little bit earlier when it comes to the new Highborn Draconic hero. Want to make sure you pick up your gift, and of course, going in and building land is going to be your first priority, followed right now by Leviathan or Skyland. So again, we're going to have to see exactly what that looks like, but you do get the discounted summons. But generally speaking, when it comes to the Dragon IO and you're coming into and doing the Dragon Heart Temple summons, you want to have roughly about 600 to 700 Draconic insignias in here to have the ability to build out the hero where they need. And also with this hero being a damage dealing hero, usually requires a little bit of a higher build to get all the skills and abilities with the engraving unlocked. And honestly, for him, I feel like an E60 is going to be mandatory just looking at his skills, knowing exactly where he's going to be at. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.